One of the accessories everyone needs when cooking on a griddle outside is one of these basting domes or griddle covers. They come in a lot of different brands, a lot of varieties, a lot of sizes, so we're going to talk about them. Okay, so we have 3 different basting domes that we're going to talk about. We've got the name brand Blackstone basting dome. This one is circular, 12 inches on the inside measurement, and it's of course Blackstone branded, right? This one costs about $19.97 at Walmart. Okay, so you're looking at $20 for this one. We also at Walmart purchased the, I guess you would call it off-brand or generic brand basting cover. This is called Expert Grill brand. Okay, it's not circular. It is 12 inches by 9 inches. And this one only cost $9.88. So half the price, only about $10 for this one versus this one. And then we're also going to, I see a lot of people posting online about not needing to even buy one of these because you could just make your own for cheap. And so I thought, well, let's see just how cheap you can make your own for. So I went out and found the best metal bowl also at Walmart that I could find. They had one other one, but it was so much deeper that it was just too deep for using on a griddle. But this one is okay. It's a little deeper than these, but it's not too bad. Width-wise, it's only 9 inches wide. Okay, so you're only getting the width of the small side on this one. So you're not getting as big of an area. This bowl costs $6.11 at Walmart. But I also had to purchase the handle or the knob at the top. And so in order to make this, I'm going to show you how to make it in a little bit. I had to buy this separate, and this cost $1.97 at Home Depot. Came with the screw, came with this. Keep in mind that when I make this, I have a lot of the tools and equipment, meaning I have an electric drill, I have a drill bit, and this is a cabinet knob. The screw it comes with is way too long. So you either have to have your own screw, or you have to buy a different screw, or you could do what I did and cut the screw. And I had the equipment to be able to cut it. So let me show you how I made this, and then we'll come back and talk about these some more. Okay, so I showed you how to make this. So just so you know, in all, we're about $8.09 in total. So this is definitely the cheapest of the 3. But again, I had a bunch of the equipment to be able to make this. So if you're gonna do it yourself, just keep in mind that you need to have some of that equipment, otherwise it's gonna cost more. And then at that point, you almost might as well buy this one for $10. So we have these 3 different kinds, significantly different price points. The question really is, do they all work the same? Is there a reason I should buy the $20 one versus the $10 one, or just making it myself? So we're gonna test them out. The 2 best things that I could think of when I think of using these is for steaming vegetables on the griddle or for melting cheese on the griddle. So we're gonna put all 3 of these through the test on both steaming vegetables and melting cheese. We're gonna see, is there any difference? Does one work faster than the other? Is one better than the other? And then we'll come back and talk about it. So let's go test them out and see how we come out. Okay, so this is going to be a very subjective test, but we're gonna try to be as scientific as we can with it. So each dome is going to get the same amount of vegetables. So we've got 3 12-ounce bags of stir-fry mixed vegetables here. 1 bag for each dome. So we're going to get all the vegetables underneath each one. So you can already see there's a big difference with the size of these. The Blackstone one at 12 inches round, covered up no problem. This one, just because it's not as wide, had to take a little bit more manipulating to get it to cover up. And in this one, obviously being the smallest, still has a hard time covering them all up. So there is going to be a difference in how far out the vegetables are spread. Okay, we're at the 5-minute mark. Let's see where we're at. I would say they look done, so we're gonna pull them off. So here we are after 5 minutes. There's the homemade dome. There's the cheaper generic brand dome. And then here is the name brand Blackstone dome. They all look about the same to me. Okay, so if I look at them, the Blackstone dome, kind of digging through here, I see quite a bit of char on some of the vegetables because I didn't flip them, so you could see the green bean there has some char on it. Got some char on the broccoli there. And it seems very soft. So broccoli seems tender. That's a big broccoli too. It's softened up. So it steamed very nicely. Has a nice little char that adds some flavor. Let's test a carrot. Carrots steamed very nicely. Yes, very good. So coming over here, once again, a green bean with the, or a snap pea, whatever this is, with the char on it. This one also seems to have steamed nicely. Here's another big piece of broccoli. That was almost a little softer. Yeah, I feel like the broccoli is a little softer on this side. Let's get a bigger piece of carrot here. So the carrot is steamed nicely. Carrot seems about the same. So the snap pea and the carrot seem about the same. Broccoli felt a little softer here. All right, homemade dome. A little bit less char, but that's probably because the vegetables needed to be piled up in the middle because it had a smaller area. So I don't really see a green bean with char in it. So nice limp green bean here.
Not a green bean.
So let's look at the broccoli. I would say this one is about the same as this one. This one seems softer all the way around. There's a lot of things that could be going into that. It could be the fact that it's a different bag of vegetables. Who knows? And get a decent carrot. A little bit of char on that carrot. All right. So in conclusion, I would say they all cooked about the same when it came to vegetables. This one seemed to steam just a little more. This one has a little less char. I like a little more char. I like a little more steamed. So this almost seems like the winner to me here in the middle. But again, the difference isn't that much, so I don't know that you would even say that there is a winner. I will say the handle I used for this one is a metal handle. It's a metal knob for cabinets because that was the cheapest knob I could find at my Home Depot. If I tried to do a wood knob or a plastic knob, it was about $5, which would put this at way more expensive than this one. And this metal knob got really, really hot. So like trying to lift that dome up, it burned quite a bit. I mean, it wasn't like a bad burn, but it got really hot. So there is something to consider when thinking about your knob. You may have to pay a little more money on a homemade one to get a knob that won't be hot. All right. Let's test it with some cheese. Okay, for the cheese test, we are doing 3 different mini cheese pizzas, one underneath each dome. Each pizza has the exact same amount of pepperoni on it, the exact same amount of sauce on it, and exactly half a cup of cheese. So let's see which one melts the cheese first. Okay, I will say each of them fit nicely underneath the dome, so there was no issues there. Even this small one had no issues fitting underneath the dome. Okay, 5 minutes in, I would say that's melted. I would say that's melted, maybe even a little more so. And I would say that one's melted even more so. So 3 different pizzas. I would say at exactly 5 minutes, all 3 of them appear to have melted about the same. So after testing all 3 domes, in conclusion, what I could say is there really isn't a difference in the functionality of the domes. I think it's all going to be about aesthetic and size. So if you want a larger size, 12 inches, so that you can maybe cover a larger pizza or more vegetables or something like that, the Blackstone will accommodate that. The generic brand, also from Walmart, is half the price, but it's missing a little bit in size. Not much though, it's still 12 inches long. You just don't get that 12 inches in width. It's also rectangular, which doesn't lend itself to round things like pizzas, but it works fine for vegetables. And then finally, the homemade one, you obviously are going to sacrifice in size if you use the same bowl I did. You could probably find a different bowl, and then you could have a slightly bigger one, but it comes down to price. Because like I said, if I went with the bigger one of these, not only was it too deep, but it was significantly more expensive. In fact, the bigger bowl was just as expensive as this dome. So in the end, I don't feel like you're saving any money making it yourself, unless you have everything. Maybe you have an extra bowl in your kitchen. Maybe you have extra knobs. Maybe you have all of that stuff. And then you can make one for free. Well, then of course you could use that to do this. Or you can use a baking pan or something like that. But to go out and buy the materials and make your own, I don't feel like that's worth it, because it's about the same cost. And if you don't have all the materials, it could even be more than this $10 one. So if you're getting started and you just need something to get you going, the $10 one's probably the way to go. If you want all of your accessories to match and have the Blackstone accessories, it's a little bit nicer looking stainless steel, and it's a little bit larger in size with the 12-inch circular shape, then the extra money for the $20 Blackstone is probably for you. So that's my review for all 3 different types of domes that they have out there. They of course have different sizes, like the really big Blackstone one, which I have as well, but I wanted to compare similar sizes. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Do you have one of these? Have you made your own for cheaper? Tell me how you did it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my merchandise in my Teespring store. Thanks for watching.